Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our webinar, Maximize the Value of Your EAP Benefit, with my colleagues Tammy Hoyman, Mary McCarthy, and Renee Nepple. The three of them are going to walk you through the advantages of having an EAP benefit in place. And most likely you've joined because you have our EAP benefit. And so you'll also hear some good reminders about how you can promote the benefits in your workplace, how you can use them yourself, and really why we have EAPs in place to help our team members and their family members thrive. So I'm going to go ahead and let Renee Nepple get us started.
Good morning, everyone. Again, thanks for your patience. Would like to thank Johanna for the introduction today. We all arrive at work with our stuff. At EFR, we call this our invisible suitcase. This is where we keep those daily thoughts of financial worry, grief, family concerns, past experiences, and more. It's all in that invisible suitcase. If this stuff looks familiar to you, you're not alone. This stuff weighs us down both personally and professionally and can be a barrier to making those healthy lifestyle changes like exercising more and eating healthier, and may interfere not only with our personal contentment, our professional goals, but also our healthy relationships. An EAP is here to help you when you need to lighten the load of your invisible suitcase. Next slide. These stats may surprise you. Mental health touches every aspect of our lives and reiterates that that suitcase that shows up at work with us each and every day does impact our workplace performance. As you can see, a majority of employees have experienced mental health challenges that impacted their work, and most of those challenges already existed pre-pandemic. Key performance indicators such as productivity, creativity, and social engagement can all take a hit if an employee's mental health is suffering. Positive mental health gives each person the resiliency against life stressors, those challenges and setbacks and obstacles that often go hand in hand with a job. Many times, our mental health may result in taking time off of work, but have you heard of presenteeism? This is where employees are at work, but not performing at full capacity. On average, employees are costing businesses the equivalent of 3 months per year in lost productivity. And the cost of presenteeism to business is 10 times higher than absenteeism. Very shocking statistic.
But it's just a little too.
As an employer, are you struggling with talent attraction and retention? 81% of our job seekers indicate that employers that are supporting mental health initiatives will factor into their future job decision. Prioritizing mental health in the workplace can help not only help our employees flourish, but help them reach their fullest potential and impacts our organization's bottom line. Next slide. While we all have our stuff, many of us don't know just how common mental illness is. Mental illness, also called mental health disorders, refers to a wide range of mental health conditions and disorders that affect your mood, thinking, and behavior. This can include depression, anxiety, eating disorders, and addictive behaviors. But did you know that depression and anxiety are truly the most common? In fact, 18.1% of American adults live with anxiety and 6.9% live with a major depression. Now that you have a better understanding of those mental health disorders, according to NAMI, which is the National Alliance on Mental Illness, 1 in 5 or 20% of Americans experience a mental health disorder in a given year. Nearly 12% of adults have a substance abuse disorder or a co-occurring mental health disorder. That is more than 1 in 10 of us. As you can see, these conditions are far more prevalent than most people know, as half of us will experience a mental health disorder in our lifetime. And these numbers represent people with a diagnosis. There are so many people who never seek help. In fact, according to NAMI, 60% of those needing mental health treatment never seek and receive those services. I would encourage you to think about instructions a flight attendant provides when you're flying on an airplane. Put your oxygen mask on first before helping others. This is an important metaphor for each of us, especially for those who spend a great deal of time taking care of others. We need to prioritize our self-care to avoid burnout, fatigue, anxiety, and ability to sleep. By doing so, this has a positive ripple effect, both personally and professionally. Next slide. You may be asking, what's next? How can an EAP assist me as an employee or as an organization? An EAP provides employees resources for handling those personal challenges that impact our work, and also as a preventative tool for supporting health and well-being, resulting in increased job satisfaction and morale. And an EAP helps us manage the stress before it turns into distress. Organizations offering an EAP to employees see increased engagement, employee satisfaction, increased productivity, decreasing the absenteeism, and also decreasing healthcare costs and reducing workplace accidents. Now I would like to transition to Tammy to share how our EAP is here to help.
Thank you, Renee. It's great to be here with all of you today. The information and statistics that Renee has just shared make it clear that the need for support and assistance is there, but EAP utilization is historically low. That's why we wanted to take this opportunity today to help you understand how the EAP can assist you. We know there are many reasons why people don't ask for help, especially from professionals when we need it. The most common we hear about is stigma. While humans are hardwired for connection, many people still struggle to ask for help, especially when it comes from mental health. At EFR, we make it easy for you to access services when you need them by reducing the barriers. First of all, our services are confidential. Your personal information is protected by strict confidentiality standards. Your employer does not receive any information about who uses the services. Next, the services are available free of cost to you, and the benefits are also available to all of your household family members. When you call the EAP, the phones are answered by master's level counselors 24 hours a day. These counselors are ready to assist you with whatever is on your mind and help you get connected with the right resources to assist you. Many people associate the EAP with the counseling services offered. EAP counseling can be very valuable, especially if you haven't been to counseling before and aren't sure where to start. Our EAP offers 3 or 6 session models to address a variety of concerns. The EAP counselor will help you unpack your concerns through a comprehensive assessment, referral for other services when necessary, and brief counseling when appropriate. Another similar benefit to counseling is life coaching. Did you know that you are eligible to meet with a life coach to work on specific goals or areas of concerns? Maybe you want to work on some time management or organizational skills, or maybe you're looking for insights on how your style helps or hinders you at home or at work. EFR also offers work-life services for issues that weigh heavily on us. These are resources like legal and financial consultation and assistance with identity theft. The legal consultation is an opportunity for you to consult with an attorney and get a 25% discount if you choose to retain that lawyer to represent you on that matter. Financial consultation provides an opportunity for you to consult with a financial expert about issues like budgeting, retirement planning, or building your credit. If you have the misfortune of experiencing identity theft, like I have, the EAP experts are available to help you to take steps to secure your accounts and your credit. At EFR, we also understand how stressful it can be to find childcare or care for aging family members. And that's why we offer childcare and elder care resources. Our experts are here to gather information from you about what type of care you're looking for, and then provide a list of options for you to explore. And the final benefit I'll mention today is our latest edition. Earlier this year, we rolled out TogetherAll, which is an anonymous online peer support community focusing on supporting mental health. The site offers an opportunity to connect with other people across North America and the UK on matters that are important to you. I've described it as sort of an anonymous Facebook-like site where you can get and give support. The site is also robust with valuable resources like articles, self-assessments, and online courses. At EFR, we know that our overall well-being is impacted by all of these areas, and that's why we offer so many different benefits. We encourage you to reach out and use the services that are available to you. We recently got curious about the value of all of those services and put together a rough financial estimate of the value. We estimate that a 3-session model provides about $2,100 worth of services to each employee who uses it, and a 6-session model is actually about $3,100 worth of services. And these calculations do not include all of the valuable services available to companies and managers that my colleague Mary McCarthy is going to talk to you about now.
Hello, and thank you for joining. My name is Mary, and I'm here on behalf of EFR, representing as a business manager and working with all of your dedicated account managers. We know that around 70% of the workforce is not engaged at work. And as Renee shared, this can cost a lot of money to our organizations, up to 300 billion lost in productivity every year. And disengaged employees have a lower profitability for a company up to 15%. This equates to 34% of a disengaged employee's salary. So if you consider an average salary as $47,000, this means that your company could be losing nearly $16,000 per disengaged employee per year. So what I'd like to do is share with you, in addition to the benefits that you have as an employee, what are some of the specific resources available to managers or the leaders? And how can we as leaders help engage our staff and move towards a culture that aligns with the mission and vision? I believe that it starts with communication. And sometimes we're not really sure where to start as we consider how to engage an employee. So here we go. How can an EAP program help? Well, one of the things that a manager can do is that they can call in and we can consult with the leader and partner with existing HR policies and procedures. At EFR, we can also help provide leadership coaching to upskill a manager. Our mediation services helps when there's a conflict between a member or a colleague on a team. Our workplace services trainings can be provided either in person or online, and we can provide a variety of topics to help provide information and training. We're also here to help you navigate critical incidences. So how do we do this? First of all, we want to help you know that you can call in 24/7, 365. Your managers can call and talk to our master level counselors at any time. Because if you're not really sure what to do or what help is provided, all you need to do is call. And our counselors are here to provide ongoing support in a variety of ways. One of the most valued aspects of our leaders, for our leaders, is our crisis response. Although no one wants a crisis to happen in the workplace, we know that it can happen. when our team members might experience a natural disaster like flooding or a derecho. It impacts our staff's lives. A worksite injury or the death of a beloved colleague and a friend can also impact how our team works after experiencing a traumatic event. So one of the benefits that managers have with us at EFR is the ability to call our 800 number and request support in times of a crisis. Our call center counselors will listen to your needs and help schedule a counselor to come on site 24 to 72 hours after the incident. People are usually in shock and during the first 24 hours, and we want to help team members process what happens so that they can move forward as we provide support during this time. Another benefit to our managers is our management referral program. This is a program that can help a leader when they want to retain an employee who's been exhibiting some performance issues. We like to think of this benefit as a retention tool instead of a punitive process. We know that you care deeply about your team members and want them to show up as their best. That's part of that engaged employee. However, when they don't, this is a great tool, our management referral program, that you can use to help your team member get back on the right track. As you can see in this slide, all you need to do as an employer is call to make the referral. Then you let your employee know to call as well to make an appointment. And we'll help schedule an appointment within 5 days. At this time, the employee attends the session and they are invited to sign a release form that allows the counselor to update the employer, just letting them know that they attended. Information, as Tammy shared earlier, is very important to us and is confidential. And so only with proper authorization can we provide updates to the employer. This is what makes an EAP program unique. Not only do we work with the employees, but we also work with the managers and the employer. Another benefit that you have working with us at EFR is being connected to a dedicated account manager. Our account managers work with companies and help integrate these programs and benefits into the culture to help decrease the stigma of mental health and well-being. We do this by providing either in-person or virtual orientations, not only to your employers and employees, but also to your managers and leaders. We can attend a benefit fair or participate in open enrollment meetings. It's really helpful to provide educational sessions on an annual basis so that we can keep these benefits top of mind to your team members. In addition to helping spread the word, our account managers can assist in scheduling worksite trainings or leadership coaching sessions. And at the end of the day, we all know that you care about utilization. Our account managers are going to help you understand how your company is using the benefits and if additional promotion or partnership needs to happen to get the word out. We want to provide opportunities to increase awareness, not only to team members, but to family members as well. This benefit is for all. So we need your help as we help your team. Now that you know about these benefits, let's help our team use them and promote the wonderful benefits EFR can provide. So what can you do? Since you're here on this call, if you're an employee, we encourage you to use these services and share the benefits with your family members. If you are a manager or leader, use these services as well for yourself and promote them to team members, either in your team meetings or within the organization in other communication fashion. And if you are our company contact, we also encourage you to use the services and reach out to your dedicated account manager at EFR so that we can partner with you and create strategic ways to communicate and promote the benefits. Together, let's create an EAP-friendly culture. We all play a role in reducing mental health stigma, and we're excited to partner with you and provide these wonderful services. I'm going to now turn it over to my colleague, Johanna, as she shares with you some other ways and other benefits that you have available to you online.
Thanks, Mary. Yeah, so there are many ways to stay connected to EFR outside of calling our 800 number and initiating a benefit specific to you or your family members. You can join our webinars. We're doing quarterly webinars in 2024. We have a podcast. It comes out monthly. It's called Emotion Well, and you can access that through our website or our app. We have a monthly blog. As Tammy mentioned, we have our new benefit called Together All, which is the online anonymous peer support community where you can give or get help. We have a monthly employee newsletter and a quarterly manager newsletter. So these communication pieces go out to our company contacts or our client contacts. And so if you are not the client contact and you're not seeing that come through, it might be coming through your HR team. Otherwise, there is a place you can sign up for our newsletter on our website. And we also have an app. It's the EFR app. Employee and Family Resources is what you would search, and you can find that in both Google Play and the iOS app stores. And I do want to share that we have a webinar in May, on May 8th. It's going to be another panel style webinar, and this is going to be understanding mental health through every age. And so what we have done is we've recruited 3 of our counselors to speak to mental health throughout different ages. So we're going to be talking about addressing mental health with children, with adolescents, and adults. And so this will be a great webinar. May is Mental Health Awareness Month, so be looking for more information from EFR regarding this webinar and other things that we'll be rolling out for that month. You can also scan that QR code and get registered right now. And I would like to do a Q&A, so please enter in the chat any questions you may have, and then I will go ahead and have my colleagues share back information. And while we're waiting for those questions to come in, I think this was a great reminder. So for some of you, it might be the first time you've heard this information because maybe you're not our client contact and you're new with your organization, or maybe you're a new manager or leader and the manager benefits are completely new to you. And so definitely take this information, and I know what it's like. You get kind of jazzed up after you attend a webinar or a training, and then you forget about it, right? But we will be sending this recording out to everyone who registered for the webinar today. Due to the little glitch there, I just want to make sure everyone who registered, whether they attended or didn't attend, I want to make sure that they get a recording of this, and it will also go on our website under the Stay Connected menu. But chat is open for any Q&A that you may have about mental health, about our benefits, about programs and services available through EFR. And so go ahead and drop that in there. And if we don't have any questions, I do have one, and I'm going to ask Tammy to answer this. I'm just curious, Tammy, the pandemic started 4 years ago, and what have you seen shift in the mental health arena regarding the importance of benefits in the workplace for team members since the pandemic started, and how the pandemic may have kind of helped us bring mental health forward in the workplace?
Yeah, Johanna, that's a great point. I think we saw the need for mental health services skyrocket during the pandemic. You heard a lot of people talking about experiencing loneliness, depression, anxiety. We really lost the human connection that we were used to day in and day out, and it just never seemed to end. So I think that was really difficult for everyone. And then I think also the reentry into the workplace once the pandemic was starting to subside. I think having a hybrid, in-person, work from home, I think they all create challenges. we are still seeing a huge need for mental health support and all kinds of support. In some ways, the pandemic made it more okay for people to ask for help, which has been great for our field because stigma has always been an issue. So, one of the challenges is just meeting the need. The demand has far exceeded the supply of mental health professionals. So we continue to work really hard to recruit people to our EAP network and to meet the needs of all of our callers and customers.
Thank you. And thank you for letting me put you on the spot there. All right, we have a question from Mark. Could you please explain the legal attorney consultation services available through EAP? And I'll have Mary answer that.
Yes, our legal services are available that you can call in and get connected to an attorney. You can schedule a 30-minute session, and we have a lot of wonderful forms also online. If you're a do-it-yourselfer and want to get a little more prepared before your call. And then as Tammy shared, if you'd like to retain that attorney, there is a discount and you can continue to work with that individual.
Thank you,
I'll
Mary.
just add a quick comment to that because I recently got clarification. That 30-minute consult could be over the telephone or in person, and it's with an attorney who is licensed in the state where you reside. So it is somebody who could actually provide legal representation for you.
Yeah, thank you. And
And,
I'll
and the
actually
one other clarification I will add is because these are offered through the Employee Assistance Program, and it's really important that we maintain a neutral position. You can call and talk about every legal issue under the sun, with the exception of employment law. We will not get in the middle of an employer-employee situation. So in those cases, we'll just, refer you to your state bar association to find those resources.
Yeah, thanks, Mary and Tammy. And I will say that I've used this benefit a couple of times. Once I did in person and once I did over the phone. And one of the times I was looking for an attorney who is licensed in Wisconsin, and I can't tell you how easy it was to just use my EAP benefit because I didn't know really the first thing to do other than Googling, right? But it was just nice having that phone number given to me directly and then making that phone call and getting just some very basic questions answered. So it's a great benefit. And I think sometimes the legal and financial benefits are forgotten about, but in many ways they carry a lot less stigma, right, than reaching out and asking for counseling services. And so I always like to say they're the gateway to using your EAP, right? You get in and you get a living will drafted, and all of a sudden you realize how easy it was to use our services, how helpful our phone counselors were. And, you've maybe gain trust with EFR and you're going to come back for life coaching or counseling sessions. How does the EAP benefit assist with identity theft? This is from Emily and Tammy. Would you like to take that?
Emily, that was the perfect segue because in my presentation, I mentioned that I had the unfortunate experience of identity theft relatively recently and was really scared, worried. You hear about it, but you don't know what to do. They called me back. I called in to seek services. Within an hour, I had an expert call me back, talk to me about what had occurred, sent me several resources of steps I needed to take. I highly recommend that a preventative measure, if you haven't done so, is to go to the 3 credit, I can't think of what they're called, credit score companies, Experian, TransUnion, and somebody can, anyway, that was the number one thing they said to do. Call and make sure that you freeze your credit so that people can't get in there. It was just extremely helpful, and they offered an opportunity if I ran into some problems to call them back, kind of this open door on the issue. It was very reassuring and gave me some real concrete steps to take. So
Thank
please,
you, Tammy.
please don't experience it, but if you do, call.
And we have another question somewhat related to this. Does the EAP help with recovering money lost from a scam?
You know, I think that would be a good one to call in and talk to the identity theft people if it occurred through that kind of a method. I can't say for sure if they could. I mean, they're not going to send you a check, you know, obviously, but they certainly maybe have some suggestions for you about what, you know, what's your legal recourse in those situations.
Does the EAP assist with financial coaching?
Yes, through our financial consultation services, that is something that those financial planner people can help with.
Any other questions before we sign off for the morning?
I think there was a question earlier around how do you define a household member?
Oh, okay.
And one of the ways that we can define a household member is the dependents that live with you and your partners. This would also include if you had a college age student that is part of your family who wants to maybe seek services while they're away. It does not include roommates. I think I saw that question. But if there's any additional clarification that Tammy or Renee, Johanna would like to share.
Yeah, the philosophy behind that really is that we want to surround the employee with support and a positive and healthy environment. So if you're, you know, we all have probably been in a situation where someone in our family is struggling with something or in crisis. We don't show up at work. I mean, that shows up in our invisible suitcase. So we want to be able to provide support to that person, even if me as the employee is not even involved in those services.
Thank you for clarification. All right, well, I think that wraps up our webinar for the morning. So I just want to thank Tammy, Mary, and Renee again for their time developing this and presenting today. I think it was a lot of great information, probably new information for some and great reminders for others. Don't forget to join us on May 8th, and you'll hear from 3 different EFR team members about understanding mental health through every age. Thanks, everyone. Make it a great day.